Hi, I'm Matthew, your math learning strategist, and today we're going to learn how to add or subtract a multiple of a row with another. So consider the following matrix. If I want to perform my Gaussian elimination, one method I would start with is to switch row 1 and row 3, because that would allow me to have a 1 to start on the top left. So when I do that, I get the following matrix. So now you can see that the 1 is starting out in the first row, and this is useful for me because I can now subtract or add rows more efficiently. So the next step is to reduce into our triangular form. So how do I do that is I can take row 2 and I can subtract 3 times row 1. So why do I want to subtract 3? Because if I multiply the row 1 by 3, the 1 becomes a 3 and I finally get a 0. Okay? So keys to this steps is you do want one of the rows to start by 1 because that's going to help you find the multiple. You can always multiply a fraction, but reducing to 1 starts off first. Then you just take the row that you want to subtract from, row 2, and you subtract from 3 times row 1. So now if I perform that operation, I'm going to get 3, 0, negative 1 to 4, minus 3, and then the matrix 1, negative 5, 1, 3. So when I do that subtraction, I get the following answer in row 2. So now my row 2 has become 0, 15, negative 4, and negative 5. So notice that this 0 in front is the key because that allows me to move on to my next step in Gaussian elimination. So I can do this with row 3 as well. Notice that it's a 2 starting out at row 3. So if I have row 3, then what would I want to do? I would take row 3 minus 2 times row 1. So when I perform that operation, I'm going to get the following 0, 11, negative 5, 4. Right? So the very next step is probably divide row 2 by 15, so I can make the 15 into 1. So and then I just continue with this, adding a multiple of row to another.